Did you know that some modern electric bikes now have more torque and carrying capacity than the original mopeds from the 1970s? It's true. We are living in a golden age of car alternatives, and today we're diving into the world of two-seater e-bikes that let you bring a friend along for the ride without breaking a sweat. All the links are in the description below, so if you see something you love, you can check it out right away. Whether you're looking to cruise the beach with your partner or zip through city traffic on a powerful mini motorcycle, I've rounded up the top 6 contenders that are changing the game. I've spent time analyzing everything from motor peaks to battery ranges to help you decide which of these beasts belongs in your garage. I want to hear from you too. Do you prefer a bike that folds up small, or are you all about that raw, high-speed power? Drop a comment and let me know. Let's jump into the countdown and see which of these dual-seat machines takes the top spot. 6. EUYBIKES 4 electric bike. If you are looking for a bike that feels less like a bicycle and more like a lightweight motorcycle, the EUYBIKE S4 is going to grab your attention immediately. This thing is a powerhouse, featuring a rear hub motor that peaks at a massive 1,450 watts, allowing you to hit speeds of up to 35 miles per hour, which is significantly faster than many of its competitors like the RadPower RadRunner 3 Plus. What I really love about the S4 is the dual suspension system. It combines a lockable front fork with a rear alloy shock to make those 20-inch fat tires feel like they're floating over the pavement or the trail. The 48-volt, 20-ampere-hour battery is a beast, and while the manufacturer claims an 80-mile range, you're more realistically looking at 30 to 50 miles if you're leaning heavily on the throttle, which, let's be honest, you probably will be. It's built like a tank with a 6061 aluminum frame and can carry up to 400 pounds, making it perfect for a passenger, though that sturdiness comes with a trade-off. It weighs over 70 pounds, so don't plan on carrying it up any stairs. One thing to keep in mind is that with these high speeds, the mechanical disc brakes will need a bit of regular love and adjustment to keep you stopping safely. It's an incredible value for thrill seekers who want speed and suspension without the premium price tag of a name-brand motorcycle. What do you think? Is 35 miles per hour too fast for a bike path, or is it just right for your commute? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. 5. Bluebiko two-seater electric bike. The Bluebiko two-seater is the definition of a utility machine, specifically engineered for urban couples who want to ditch the car for weekend adventures or grocery runs. It packs a punch with a 1,300-watt peak motor that gets you up to 30 miles per hour, and it feels incredibly planted thanks to those wide 4.0-inch fat tires that provide excellent traction on everything from cracked city streets to light gravel paths. When you compare it to something like the RadRunner, you're getting way more raw power and a higher top speed for a much more aggressive price, which is a huge win for budget-conscious riders. The 960 watt-hour battery is one of the larger ones in this category, helping to kill that range anxiety we all feel when we're miles from home. However, you should be prepared for the weight. This bike is a heavy lifter in every sense, weighing between 80 and 100 pounds, making it a bit of a workout to maneuver if the battery ever runs out. The dual-seat design is genuinely functional and comfortable for short trips, giving you that fun, moped vibe while remaining eco-friendly. Just keep an eye on your charging schedule, as a battery this size takes about 7 to 9 hours to top off. It's a fantastic choice for anyone who prioritizes passenger capacity and hill climbing torque over portability. Would you trust an 80-pound bike as your primary vehicle, or does the weight worry you? I'd love to hear your perspective. 4. KICKWEY two-seater commuter e-bike. Next up is the KICKWEY, which takes a slightly different approach by using 3.0-inch fat tires instead of the standard 4.0-inch monsters. This makes the steering feel much more nimble and responsive, which is a huge advantage when you're navigating tight city corners with a passenger on the back. It still brings plenty of heat with a 750-watt motor that hits about 28 to 30 miles per hour, and the step-through frame makes it super easy for anyone to hop on and off, even if the rear seat is occupied. The standout feature here is definitely the 20 ampere-hour battery. Having that much capacity in a bike at this price point is impressive and ensures you can handle long delivery shifts or multi-day commutes without a sweat. Compared to the popular Lectric X P3.0, the KICKWEY gives you a much bigger battery and a dedicated passenger seat right out of the box, though it doesn't fold, so you'll need a dedicated spot to park it. The mechanical brakes work well, but like the others, they'll need some routine tensioning to handle the weight of 2 riders. It's a stylish, capable mini moped that doesn't break the bank, making it a top-tier recommendation for flat or moderately hilly cities. Does the nimble feel of 3.0-inch tires sound better to you than the bulky 4.0-inch versions? Tell me what you prefer in the comments. 3. GugoIs 2-seater electric bike. If you love the idea of a 2-seater but you're tight on space, the GugoIs is the pocket rocket you've been looking for. What sets this one apart from the EUYBIKE or the Bluebiko is its high carbon steel folding frame, which actually makes it possible to fit this into a car trunk or a small apartment closet. Don't let the smaller 16-inch or 20-inch wheel options fool you. This bike is loaded with power, offering a 1,000-watt peak motor that can conquer 25-degree inclines even with a friend on the back. The suspension is the real star of the show here. Some configurations feature up to 10 shock absorbers, giving you a ride quality that is surprisingly plush for such a compact machine. In real-life testing, it's incredibly agile in traffic, though the 16-inch wheels can feel a little twitchy when you're pushing that 30 miles per hour top speed. Compared to the Lectric XP 4.0, the GugoIs offers a more robust suspension package as standard, which is a massive plus for anyone dealing with potholes. It weighs about 68 pounds, which is still heavy, but the folding pedals and handlebars make it much easier to live with than a fixed-frame bike. It's the perfect blend of mini bike fun and urban practicality. Does the folding feature make this a winner for you, or do you prefer a full-sized frame? Let's chat about it below. 2. Rakowe Folding Electric Bike. The Rakowe is another fantastic folding option that balances raw speed with a very rugged build. It's powered by a 750-watt motor that peaks at 1,000 watts, and it's one of the few bikes that feels equally at home on city streets as it does on outdoor trails. The high-carbon steel frame is built to last, and the dual suspension system, combined with the stability of fat tires, effectively eats up road vibrations. One of the best things about the Rakowe is the range. You can get up to 60 miles on pedal assist, which is plenty for a full day of exploring without worrying about finding a plug. When you put it side by side with the Lectric XP 3.0, the Rakowe often edges it out on top speed and raw motor peak, giving you that extra oomph when you need to pull away from a stoplight. It is a bit of a heavy hitter at up to 77 pounds, so while it folds, you'll still want to use your muscles when loading it into a vehicle. The LCD monitor is clear and easy to read, and the 7-speed drivetrain gives you plenty of options for different terrains. It's a high-value choice for someone who wants a fast, rugged car alternative that can be tucked away when the ride is over. Would you take this on an off-road trail or keep it strictly on the pavement? Let me know. 1. Qlaway Fat Tire Electric Dirt Bike. Finally, we've reached my #1 pick, and for good reason. The Qlaway Fat Tire Electric Dirt Bike is essentially an Emoto in disguise. This bike is for the rider who wants it all. A 31 miles per hour top speed, a motor that can peak up to 1,500 watts, and a massive 18 ampere-hour battery that can take you up to 70 miles. It looks like a classic moped and rides like one too, thanks to an advanced full suspension system that often includes 4 separate shock absorbers. It's built like a tank to handle 2 riders easily, and the 4.0-inch fat tires provide incredible stability on sand, snow, or rocks. When you compare this to a high-end brand like Super 73, the Qlaway gives you almost all the same performance and style for a fraction of the price. Yes, it's the heaviest of the bunch at 88 pounds, and the assembly can be a little tricky for beginners, but the payoff is a ride that feels incredibly premium and powerful. It's the ultimate adventure machine for anyone who wants to explore without limits. Which of these 6 e-bikes would you pick for your next ride? I'm dying to know. All the links are in the description below. If this breakdown helped you figure out which two-person e-bike is right for you, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the best gear on the market. Don't forget to leave a comment with your favorite bike or any questions you have. I read every single one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.